with the Best Buy Wi-Fi when I can't chat, and they block a lot of the chatting aspects, but the Best Buy is not blocking live stream. So that's interesting, at least as far as I could tell. It looks like I've connected and all that. So I'm waiting at the Best Buy. So third Best Buy I've stopped at in Memphis, and I looked. The first one I started south, and then I'm working north. This is the most northern Best Buy. So okay, yeah, I see there's people on. I'm live on Best Buy Wi-Fi, a restricted Wi-Fi, but mostly restricted to comments. All comments are restricted on YouTube, but actually I think I can tweet still. They do a lot of restrictions though. This is a budget adventure, so don't expect to pay a lot of money here. We're just we're saving that money for essentials. You don't want to spend too much money on traveling, because traveling is kind of, well, it's a bit of a right, but it's also a luxury. It's a luxurious right. Okay. So I bought a $30 carpet at this Target. It's all wool, and I'm scared because the carpet I've been using has a rubber backing. Okay, I'm throwing away this carpet for sure. I bought what? Oh. I'm throwing away this carpet for sure because it's got all this okay, yep, Best Buy does kick me off. I don't know if this is going to be maybe a periodic thing or what. But okay, I'm throwing away this carpet. It's a kitchen carpet, and I'm tossing it. I have other carpets with rubber. See, I originally, yep, I'm back because Best Buy is kicking me off. I originally got rubber bottom carpets because I was expecting to lay down a lot more outside my car. Oh, yeah, Memphis is extremely bad. So I expected to lay down more outside my car for my back. So I bought a lot of carpets to be able to fully extend out and lay down with ease and all that. I bought two $50 carpets like a year ago from Target that were runners. I got runners so I could lay down on them. But that was nice at the time. But then my perspective changed, and I started taking and this was when I was using sticks for stick walking. But I was doing a lot of stick walking without any other types of exercises with the sticks. All I was doing is the stick walking exercises. So I started developing problems with my breathing and my upper back and heart and organs. Everything was, it's amazing, you know, physical habits can really tear you apart. But one day I looked at my sticks and I'm like, hey, maybe I could use them in a different way. Maybe I could use them more for exercise, as exercise sticks and not just walking sticks. And so now I've gotten a whole mess of sticks in here. My 7s, my 6s, which actually one 6 so recently it was a dead limb and full of bugs that I whittled off. But still, I think there were some ant eggs inside, deep inside, that I couldn't reach with my knife. And every so often I'll see an ant crawling, even just this morning. So I'm bringing in ants on my sticks when I get them, when they're all tore up, when they're old and tore. I'm getting ants. They just burrow deep inside the wood, I guess. Yeah, they're the survivors. 'Cause I don't think I have an ant colony in my car. I think it's the previous stick I brought ants in as well, a whole bunch. They can really group up inside wood, and I can't get my knife to dig in deep enough to get to them. So I got sticks now. I'm looking at a whole new way of straightening out my back that doesn't involve carpets. I don't use carpets. Keep the ants out of the house. Well, they're trickling out of the wood. I think there might be eggs that are hatching or something. They're kind of smart ants too, because I was about to crush one. It was climbing on the wood, and as my finger was coming to it, it dropped down. So I had to scramble to find it before it could get deeper into my stuff. But it knew to just drop, but I still killed it. But instead of carpets now, I'm using sticks to tighten up my back, straighten things up. So I've totally stepped away from using carpets to lay down on, to do lay down exercises. Laying down isn't as important to me now as it is using the sticks to achieve the same thing. It's actually better with the sticks. Sometimes I want to lay down, do some exercises, but it's not that often. I just mainly stand up and do it. I lay down in the car, straighten out my neck with the strap behind me. Whenever that, and that'll happen. I probably want to stretch out my neck in an hour or so. But yeah, I got a new carpet as I'm waiting for the Best Buy to open, because Target has pretty good carpets, and it's not often I run into Targets. And this area, man, it's like Memphis is a disaster area. It's a war zone. They got security cameras on the sides of the roads every mile or two. They pick up the amount of cameras for areas that are even especially worse. And they let you know that those cameras exist because they got a blue flashing light right next to them. So and they got security guards that patrol in this parking lot between the Target and the Best Buy at 7 a.m. that early in the morning. Walmart's got it. All the grocery stores got it. They got to have their mobile security patrols, as well as those blue flashing cameras in the parking lot on top of it all. They got a lot of security in Memphis and the Memphis area, because I mean they spend a lot more money. The libraries I've been visiting have security guards. Some security guards look a little bit more bored, but as I've watched some of the people in the library, like kids, the way they act, I see them coming up as future criminals by the way they act out in the library. It's amazing. I could see why security guards were hired, where there was a breaking point where libraries finally break down and say, we can't handle this ourselves as librarians. We're not security. We got to hire actual security. Some librarians try to take it upon themselves as security, and they're putting extra stress on themselves by doing that. It's their choice, though. It's all a matter of the leadership. It's not always easy. Some libraries are lacking in security, but Memphis is definitely not. Memphis isn't quite like Las Vegas, where they have armed security guards, but it's up there. It's up there. I'm not going into the center of the city as much as the way I see it's on the outskirts of the town, of the city. I'm not going into the center to do anything. I'm passing through on the outskirts. I was trying to debate if I'd like to bicycle into the center. I don't think so. It's not that interesting to me, the way things look around here for security. Roast some sticks over a campfire. Yeah, they're not exactly easy sticks to find either. I still I could go for replacing a couple. So let's see, like your pantry in the background. I I got various foods hanging. Yeah, I eat. I'm following the food pyramid for my diets. I'm gonna eat more grains. I've been eating a lot of oats and honey. Whenever I add milk or even yogurt to a meal, I get a stuck feeling in my stomach, and I don't like that. So no more. Milk is on the low end of the food pyramid. I don't think the food pyramid's that bad. I buy frozen fruits, and these are all there's frozen fruits, berries in here. Fill it up. I used to fill this up with milk with the frozen berries. Now I just do water. Dairy has torn me up. I can't even have yogurt without having problems. You just, yeah, I wouldn't recommend granola. Just get oats and honey and you know, this, I chew on raw, well, they're not raw because they have been heated up to be able to get flattened. And I'm a little bit higher up on my seat because this carpet is extra thick. I might remove one carpet just to bring myself down. It's all bare metal. This seat is all bare metal without the carpets. But I think I might have raised myself up a little too high. If I had all that plastic paneling on the roof, I would not be able to sit up at all. I could still sit up, but my hair is kind of touching the roof a little bit because of this thicker carpet. It's more sturdy. It's a more sturdy carpet. It's all wool too. It's more sturdy. But yeah, this has been a habit for me for it smells awful. It's like rotting eggs because I eat a lot of eggs. So I've been eating a lot of oats and honey. Mmm. Mmm. The honey. Mmm. It does time. I have peanuts too. But I want to get this these oats out of this container and into these containers because everything in my car likes to turn upside down, and if this does, the lid will open up. Upside down. Often though, with these containers, it's the bottom that opens up because I'm crushing it so much as I sleep or something. So I wanna move those oats. But yeah, I've been eating a lot of oats with honey. Been drinking a lot of honey, eating a lot of oats, and with some peanuts a lot. So it's very filling. I don't cook anything. I try to stick with cooking one thing a day. I don't want to do more than that. I turn to bread quite a bit too. I like to toast up the bread with my eggs. I hard boil the eggs and eat them. And like I guess I find it amusing, but white girls love avocados and toast. So this will be a meal. I tested it a couple days ago and it didn't taste ripe enough. It has to be soft to the touch. It was not soft to the touch, but I decided to just take out a piece to test it anyway, and I didn't like what I tasted. It's a little softer today though. Give it a couple of days. Buy it hard and then give it a couple of days. But with toast and avocados are pretty darn good. So yeah, I've been eating okay, been getting exercise almost to a satisfactory level. Not quite. There's just, I park in bad places sometimes. Yesterday I parked at a park that was just too busy. And I'm doing a little bit more stealthy exercise. All right, because recently in the past couple of weeks, I got 4-foot sticks. You can see the length there. 4-foot sticks. And I really enjoy them for squatting. Stick squats are great with 4-foot sticks. I thought 5 would be my minimum, but I took a chance and got 4-foot sticks. Put avocado in a brown bag and seal it. I don't know how you could seal anything in a brown bag. Brown bags are pretty porous. So the 4-foot sticks work great. I want to do some demonstrations on my health channel on the differences between a 4-foot stick, a 5-foot stick, 6-foot stick, and maybe 7, depending on how private an area I can find. I was avoiding the health channel for a little bit, reserving that for complaining about bad health because of the freezing conditions the past few days. And I suffered. I was suffering 25 degrees, sleeping out in 25-degree weather for those 2 nights. That was a struggle, but I used hand warmers, and that helped. It was a struggle. My face was all red. The blood pressure goes up or changes. Or I'm trying to get the blood flow to warm myself up and all that. I couldn't exercise outside. It was just too cold for my hands. It was so cold that I couldn't expose my hands to that cold. And it's a struggle for the health, but it also reduces crime, in my opinion. So I was feeling a little safer in Memphis during that cold spell, but now it's warming up and people are acting out. I don't like what people are doing around here. It's very busy. People are loud with their music. I saw Mom blaring some stereo over her rap songs with pushing a stroller, so this little stereo was on the stroller and the baby was able to listen to Mom's favorite songs as they're on a walk in the park. There's people who draw so much attention to themselves with their loud music, even with the windows up. You can hear it. Or people that'll spin out with their cars. They got big cars or trucks and they want to spin out and have these really super loud engines and just loud voices in general. I'm glad that, there's some people that just, when I can hear them, I know that they're still far away. When I can hear them in a conversational tone, I'm confident that they're a further distance than what I would normally expect for most people that I listen to, that I could hear. And everybody speaks English, pretty much. And I think there was a big soccer meet yesterday at this oh, did I lose a connection? Let's see, avocados are unripe or overripe. They're only edible for 15 minutes. Yeah, they are kind of finicky. The process of growing them is extremely finicky. You got to be so delicate with some things. I thought I was doing a bad job with my basil. So I got a bowl of basil now. Look at that. This is a strong, tall looking basil. I got to change out this water. It's getting a little stinky. I think that's a good practice. So I better hold on to the basil too. I just pour it on the side, the parking lot. There we go. But yeah, this basil was all droopy during that 25 degree nights, and I was like, what's going on here? Is it the cold that bad? My spring onions stayed strong throughout that cold spell, but the basil was drooping so much, and now it's standing tall like nothing. The next challenge is going to be direct sunlight and how much it can handle of that. And I guess sitting and standing water too, that could be a challenge for it. But the onions, I chew on the greens every so often. Just let them sit in water and chew on the greens. So I got a little bit of a herbal center. It kind of blocks my side view mirror, so I got to be careful about that. It's a little bit of a side view mirror block. I'm like the wheatgrass trucker. Whatever happened to that guy? I learned about him 15 years ago on YouTube. He was a wheatgrass trucker and he stopped producing videos 10 years ago. What happened to that guy? He's supposed to show us how successful being a wheatgrass trucker can be over the long term. It was just kind of a little less, there was a little presentation of what he did and then it stopped. So yeah, my mobile garden was dying on me during the 25-degree nights, but the basil's come back. It's come back strong, so I'm more confident in that. The DMT out of wheatgrass, maybe the seed. You can get the Salem witch trials all over again from that. Whatever that fungus is, a type of ergot poisoning. You can get that all over again. I try to avoid getting poison. I'm constantly evaluating the situation. I'm trying to constantly evaluate where I'm at. How am I feeling? Usually it's a matter of am I tired or am I full of energy? You know, whatever. There's all kinds of factors. Here it's extremely busy. I expect there to be pollution, but it doesn't seem so bad. Sometimes the winds are in my favor, and this is an open parking lot. I'm next to a spot that they don't really have any business in there. It's just some kind of open available spot, something like that, or a temporary store. So it's kind of decent for right now. But yeah, I want to get a light mod for my GoPro. Another light mod, actually. Whoops, it's all facing forward. Okay, hit the button. So I got this light mod, which I've attached to a magnet. And I think I want two light mods to put. One to put on the GoPro 9 on the Volta. Which I gotta say, with this, now that this 9 is attached to the Volta, maybe I could show it on. I just hit the power button. It doesn't want to even turn on. There we go. 95. Okay, I just charged it up. All right. I just charged it up, and I think it did some kind of linking connection process with between the 9 and the Volta. The Volta remote does not work with the mod, so I have this mod on, and I was wondering why it didn't work with the mod, and GoPro flat out says that the Volta won't work with the mod attached. But I've noticed that this 9, the battery in the 9 seems to be draining a little faster. Ever since I made the connection with the Volta, so I'm actually having to plug it in. I have it unplugged now because it doesn't always need to be plugged in. But I think there's something with the connection that's causing a draining now with the 9. I've connected the 10 and the 11 with the Volta, and I haven't noticed any draining quite yet. So that's something. the most concerning parts of this Volta, which costs $150, is this right here. All right, this can break. All right, being bent. I'm not worried about the wire so much as this connection right here. Because in my experience, when I owned, well, I still have it, but and this is the older one. This is broken right here at this wire connection, and I was like, and since this is broken, whatever, okay. I was hanging this sometimes as I was charging. I'm like, whatever, this thing is durable. I don't have to worry about nothing. And then it breaks, it stops charging, so I had to buy another one so that I could just change out the batteries instead and use the other one for charging. I took for granted the weakness of that connection there. All right, and now I'm more aware of that problem and more concerned about that problem with the Volta. I'm not just gonna hang it, you know. It charges down here anyway. And apparently the pro tip is that you can plug this thing in to get it out of the way. It doesn't feel like it's really that out of the way. It doesn't feel like a pro tip to me. I think just letting it dangle is fine, unless there's some really bad rain that I have it out in or something, I suppose. It's supposed to be somewhat waterproof. But I'm very concerned. This is a little bit more durable. It looks thicker than what the Sony has done for that charging connection, but that's where it breaks. That's a spot where it breaks. Not the wire, that very connection. And I really don't even use these Sony zoom cams so much. I really, you know, before I had this Samsung S20, I was using the Sony for zooming, but now I can zoom in pretty easily, or not. There we go, lady running. So that's pretty rare to find in small towns. White ladies comfortable running just in the city. When its security is beefed up, people, well, if people feel comfortable, they go for a run. But you don't see that in a lot of other cities. It's interesting. I don't think she's uncommon either. There's a lot of it's a highly populated area. Could be a trail nearby for all I know. I don't know this area very well. Just got here this morning. Just long enough to wait on the Best Buy to open up. With the earbuds you buy, they don't put anything to keep the cord from bending. Yeah, at the very connection where the cord meets the product, you want to be very careful about that kind of bending. So they're even going to build that there's a third temple, and there's 2 temples in Memphis. So I'm in Memphis, Cordova. No, I'm north of Cordova. So wherever the Best Buy north of Cordova is. Cordova is bad. This area is bad. All right, there's little signs. People are speeding through the Walmart parking lots, being loud. I get demanded my receipts at Walmart. I told the people greeter, but she's more like the people receipt checker. She asked for my receipt, and I'm like, I don't have one, and I just walked out. But she was a little aggressive. She had a walking cane, some old lady. Can you imagine that? Senior citizens demanding your ID. I welcome her to call the cops, but it never seems to happen. except for in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. But I wasn't even asked for my receipt then. Nobody talked to me. I was at self-checkout. They just silently called the cops on me. But I got this light mod, and I keep it. I want to keep this one attached to the magnet, because like the most recent cop video I have, it was well lit, so it was satisfactorily lit out in the parking lot, so I didn't need to use this as well. But if there and I come across night cops too much, and I want to be prepared, so I want to keep these two. I want to be able to put these two right on the car. And of course, I'll face this down. That's why it's kind of angled down. I don't want to be shining at anybody's eyes. I just want some lights, you know, on the ground at least. Because this GoPro Max is not very good for low light conditions. My best camera for low light is probably the Samsung S20, but for GoPros, it's of course the GoPro 11. But often the GoPro 11's turned on inside the car, so, and I rely on this for the overall view. Now I only have a limited spot for this light, and I'll only use one, but it's pretty good. It's got a pretty good light to it, and it's easy too. It's easy to turn on. I'll just, as soon as, if I'll say it, you know, it's happening so much. As soon as a cop pulls up to my car, or just maybe even a criminal, depending on the situation, a security guard, instant one press on the camera, and instant one press on the lights. So easy to do. I just one press, yeah, just, you know, get them on top of the car, and then I'll have a little more light. The cop will have light too. They usually, I mean, it's good practice for them to pull up behind my car and shine all their lights on me. All right. This cop in Germantown does not practice good, I'd say good parking techniques when he's approaching other cars. But whatever. I mean, you do what you got to do. But the most cops, if they want to make practice good, just pull up behind the car, turn on all their lights, and then you know, then I'll work with that. I'll point my light in a way that'll accentuate their lighting. All right, and I usually expect their lighting to be from behind me, so I want to practice good lighting. You know, I'm a producer. I'm a producer of video, and I want to practice good sound management, good light management, and video management, all of that. So I'm a cinematographer. That's right, yeah. And it takes a lot to think about. I'm always thinking about where the sun is coming from, and the best angles, trying to get the best angles. But when it comes to maybe a switch in the car to activate some pre-installed, no, I don't have. I took out all my lights inside the car. I used to have little overhead lights, but I took them all out. Yeah, I don't want any other drain on my car besides starting it up. I don't want to drain the car battery for any other purpose. There's nothing. I keep all these bricks. I got about 8 of these bricks to use instead, because my car struggles to start in real cold weather. At 25-degree weather was a challenge. Somebody got a nice zone in scope. For hunting, you're talking about a scope that you put on your rifle for deer hunting. Mini solar panel for side LEDs. Yeah, I don't deal with solar. I don't know how to handle how to best handle that. My plants get a little rely on solar power, so I get nutritional solar power. The solar power that I'm making the most useful is for a nutritional basis with the basil and the spring onion. And there's been a lot, I haven't been tearing into these spring onions too much because there's been a lot of chives, a lot more chives in these areas. I won't stop seeing chives until I reach the south of St. Louis. But right now, this is chive central. As far as the south of St. Louis down to north of Mississippi, and as far, the chives are in Kansas, but they're a little bit more sparse. Coming this further east now, I'm seeing like gardens of chives this time of year. They just they take up the grass, and you smell them when the wind picks up and they're blowing the wind's blowing across the chives at me. I can really smell those chives, those spring onions. And it just amazes me, in this day and age, how we understand nutrition so much more, so much better. And I read about a fort where people are dying of scurvy at the fort in like Kansas from the 1840s, 1850s. All they ate was bread practically. Every soldier had to know how to make bread, and they ate it all the time. And they died, and there was a serious problem with scurvy where 100 people, 140 soldiers died from a nutritional deficiency, vitamin C deficiency, and they didn't understand it enough. And I look around and I saw spring onions growing around the area, and they didn't think to eat those. They just had to accept the embrace of death from a nutritional deficiency because they didn't understand vitamin C and that spring onions have vitamin C and they're very edible. And they're around, and they're a lot. The spring onions are a lot more numerous. I've been picking those more than picking at my own onions, my own green onions. But I have to say, there might be side effects to eating too many spring onions. I think it might affect the heart a little bit. I'm not sure how that works. It could create some kind of nutritional deficiency. When you end your video, say, "Guy, I am going to end this video. Have a good day." Yeah, I'll probably end it in maybe 15 minutes or so. I really don't know if I usually start slowing down on how I talk and say, I really don't have anything else to say. I just think it'd be hilarious. Car suddenly light up and project the lights out towards. Yeah, I'm gonna be lighting up. I'm gonna get another mod light. These are $50 each, but I want to get another one because I've had some night cops where I have not been able to see their face. It's not been lighted enough. Their flashlights isn't enough. Their car lights are not enough. I want to have my own lights, and I can't quite flash this light directly in their face. But if I put the light mod, if I attach the light mod on here, it'll have to directly point at them, and they won't like that because this is a bright light. This is a really bright light. Oh man, that's just blinding. It's a good thing it's daytime. Yeah, I mean, I have this light, which is pretty neat. It's fun to play with. It does all kinds of crazy changes. But this is like, I've been using this a lot more for just sitting on my visor, and if I want to see something and it's dark, I just kind of use it as a backup light for just seeing inside my car. This is my light for inside the car. But different lightings are pretty pretty useful. I want to have different lightings besides just this circle thing. This LED or whatever they call it, RGS or RGB. Have other choices. I've been holding on to this for a couple of years, ever since somebody tried to steal my bicycle. I got this police light, and I just recently put on this GoPro that somebody gave me, but I haven't really used it. It's ready to go, but I haven't really ever used it. There's not been a situation where I've really made use of this. It's just kind of it's an idea project. I want to be always ready with the lights. This is a light I've been relying on for quick access. Like when I had that hunting dog sniffing around my car, I pulled this out and started shining it, and then I was holding like the GoPro 10. I was holding the GoPro 10 and shining the light on the dog, but it takes two hands. And this thing is too slow. This camera is too slow. I'm playing with it still, but not really. I'm just kind of thinking about how can I make the best use of this DJI pockets. It's not a great camera. It takes too many steps to turn on. But you know, if I have another hunting dog sniffing around my car, I could just have a light mod on here. I keep it down in my door and just double tap, boom, and then the lights, and I'm shining the lights and recording at the same time immediately. I want fast access. And then of course, if I wanted to just lay it down, quick set it down, ready to go. I want fast access, because with cops are all about speed. So, you know, they want to surprise and speed. So I want to react fast. Always be prepared for surprise visits. It's not a, oh, can you, hey, excuse me, officer, can you put on a mic so we can hear you better? You know, you can't ask them to do anything for your production, for your documentation. You just work with what you got. And the technology is improving enough where I can be fast. Some cameras are aided by lights that are near oh yeah, what are the good cameras that are good for night vision? Because once again, I've been spending some money. I've been playing around with, I've been trying to figure out how I can make the best use of this. $30 at Walmart. It has night vision, a night vision option. These little LEDs around it are night vision. And this one actually plugs in directly to my computer so I can look at the files. But the problem is, a lot of problems. The suction cup for it doesn't hold. I was hoping to have a more permanent suction cup. I'd like to put on a stronger magnet that'll hold it to the roof of the car, possibly. But this has got night vision, but it's just so tricky. This takes some time to set up. This is not a camera you just turn on and for a quick recording of a situation. You need time to set up. I'm still trying to. This is a bigger cop cam. I got the cop cam in my car somewhere that it has a big circle button. But this has 3 choices. I just decided to start playing with this, and it's not working out for me so great yet. These motion detectors do not work through my window. Yeah, and it's just tricky to turn on. I just need to play with it, see if I can figure something out. How I can best make use of it. I'd like to keep it maybe outside the car at times. and test, but I have to get it going. This one is not automatic night vision. I actually have to manually choose night vision. So every day I have to attend to it. Switch it to daytime, switch it to nighttime. So it's very picky, it's very tricky. Yeah, I'm having trouble with trail cams. I'm only sticking with the trail cam I got because there's really no others that are vastly different from what I got. But I still got this thing. It does not record audio. It has pretty good night vision, but it does not work through the car window. I don't know where I could set it up inside my car. And it'll draw attention to itself because, you know, people can see probably a good 20 feet away if I have this weird camera on my car. But I like the prospects of having a smaller night vision. Look at that. Look at that size difference. All right. The big difference is that one is weatherproof and one is not. All right. I got this trail cam I'm not happy with. This I'm curious about, but it's not working out great for me. So still, I don't have a good night vision. Yeah, that's the thing. Night vision is pretty cool, but it's just not working out for me. They're not making cameras that suit me. I would like a camera phone that has night vision. Why can't we have that? Just make a simple camera phone that has night vision. The manufacturers or the marketers don't feel that most of the population want night vision on their cameras, on their phone cameras. They've probably done surveys about that. Me, I could make use of it. There's situations where it'd just be nice to record at night. But I don't have that. None of the GoPros got that. So I'm picking up on the light. That's the thing is, yeah, too. This light is you know, I use it for exploration and cops pretty much. But I don't want to risk being seen. Forward-looking infrared camera, costly. They don't make specialized cameras for the consumer that are sold at any of the common stores that look useful. The most useful is this cop cam, pretty much. There's not. Okay, yeah. So cameras, I'm playing around with different cameras. I'm not using expensive cameras. It's mostly I'm focused on action cameras and high-end action cameras. There's still a lot that they can improve on. I mean, the GoPro 11 has improved on their night vision a little bit, seeing at night a little bit, but it's not really night vision. It's just the ability to pick up low levels of light easier than the 10 and the 9. It's a clear difference, but I'm comfortable using this 9 in lower light conditions with the light mod, and that's why I want another light mod with the 9, because it can pick up pretty good with a light mod. I don't like drawing attention to myself, though. That's part of the problem. If there's somewhere I wanted to explore in a neighborhood, and you know, I want to improve, and it's nighttime, it's dark, and I want to see better, I turn on a light, I'm gonna get cops called on me. Remember what happened to News Now Patrick and News Now Houston? They got cops called on them for shining lights in people's windows. I don't want that. I'd rather have maybe a night vision going on. But if I go inside buildings, if it's more an enclosed area, a cave or deep woods, yeah, I'd have less problem using light. But when it's highly populated, I've had cops called on me when I was in I don't know, Layton, Texas, or wherever that border patrol guy put me in handcuffs, wherever that happened. The complaint was that I had a light. and I was wearing a light on my head, so and it was dark. It was cloudy and dark, so it was necessary to use a light to be able to just see walking down the road. But that's going to draw attention to me. Even using the minimum amount of lights, if people see it just looking around, it's going to look suspicious. If it's not a fixed light, or if it's not a light that looks like it's going in a straight path like it's a car, they'll be suspicious about that. Somebody's looking around with a light. And take the action. Most people would not be like, oh look, there's a light, some guys using a light, no big deal. Most people are going to think it's a big deal. And then it depends on how they feel about it, how much on the perspective, how much on the spectrum of their concern they take action and they call the cops or something. So yeah, I want to get a light, and that's it. Then I'm going to go to the library and get to work. I can't really call it work. It's really more about just having fun. I'm trying to get the first 30 pages of my trial transcripts put into like a voice acting situation, and it's taken a long time. I've had to go through like 10 libraries, so I got me in the picture as these voice actors, these AI voices are speaking the lines. So I got like 10 different backgrounds now so far, because and I'm mostly focusing on the AI voices, because I can't find rooms with privacy so that I can actually speak my lines. So there's going to be a lot of skipping around. But I think maybe, it takes, with the right editing, it should maybe turn out to be okay. And that's something I can add to my cop channel. Otherwise, I have nothing to upload on my cop channel. Yeah, I paid $100 for natural readers for a year, and I made sure to mark that on my app when the subscription will end. $120 for a year. I'm trying to make it pay for itself with views on YouTube. That's the best I can do. But I think it can be it can be kind of profitable. It's at least helpful for me to communicate my situation. Tellison is awesome. They have stores. All right. You think there's a Tellison store in Memphis? I seriously doubt that. Yeah, Tellison's gotten pretty popular. I've seen reviews about all their crazy things, and it's something that I would be interested in. But Tellison to me is an order-based company. All right, Best Buy hasn't gotten any contracts with them. Okay, I look up Tellison on Google Maps because I'm using Best Buy Wi-Fi. It's more online. I think it's all online, okay? It's more online. Tellison, Peru, okay? Maybe it's out of Peru. It's all online. And that's the problem for me, because it's extremely hard for me to set up an address to have things shipped to, so I don't even bother. That's why I have settled with the Rode wireless mic instead of the DJI mic. That's why I settle for a lot of products I have, is because I can actually grab them rather than order them. I can't. It's just so difficult to order things. I order things sometimes that are absolute necessities, like my shoes. I can never find my shoes, so I gotta coordinate a lot. Sometimes things get sent back because the post office doesn't take these things. Some post offices do, but you take a chance. And there's been a lot of disappointment for me in the order process. And like this new bicycle, I ordered it because that's a big item to get. That's very useful to me. I prioritize that, and I don't want to just go to a bike store and get any old bicycle from a bicycle. I don't even like bicycle stores. 90% of the people that work at bicycle stores are not people I can agree with in a lot of things. So it feels better for me to just not deal with them. They're snobs. Yeah. Bicycle store employees, all of them, they're all snobs, every single one. They encourage each other to be snobs. If one doesn't seem snobbish, the next one will try to make them snob it up a little bit. To a lady here, and she was like, "Oh yeah, hey there." Okay, so yeah, that's why I'm sitting in front of Best Buy right now and not ordering this light mod. I'm sitting in front of Best Buy waiting for them to open at 10 because this is the best way. The last Best Buy I was at, they didn't even have any light mods. So this is actually, it's not even a guarantee. The South Best Buy had light mods, but the Best Buy in more mid Memphis, I think they're experiencing a large amount of crime. This one might too, is with all the security issues going on. This one might be short of products as well. I'm gonna find out. Yeah, I got a light mod, this light mod at the first Best Buy, and I like it. It's playing around with it. I'm like, okay, I could use 2 of them now, actually. And it'd be kind of funny, this would be kind of funny and crazy if I decide to use a light mod on the side and the top. Maybe for bicycle rides I could use extra lights, use 2 of them. I'm just something to test out. But yeah, it's no guarantee that this Best Buy, I'm taking a chance, but this is the last Best Buy I'm gonna hit before getting up to St. Louis area. St. Louis would be the next place, and I don't know any other electronic stores that sell GoPro products. I only know of Best Buy that sell like more specific Best Buy, more specific products. Because I was at this Target, they got some GoPro stuff, but it's nothing I can use. It's stuff I already have mostly anyway, the things that I've played with. So Best Buy is the only store really that has specialized stuff. And I'd be kind of tempted to buy that GoPro Mini, because I got the 11, but there's also the 11 Mini for like $500. I'd be kind of tempted to get that, but Best Buy's not taking it on. They're still sticking with the Max and then the 9 through 11, but they're not taking on the Minis. The Minis, I think, are exclusively an ordered product. Walmart don't pick them up. Best Buy don't. Best Buy sticks with the Max that came out in 2018, way back in the old days. So this Max, I mean, there's been some improvements to camera technology, and this Max can, if they come out with a Max 2, it would definitely be an improvement, because this is the quality of a GoPro 8. This is about a GoPro 8 quality in 360 mode. So if they could bring up that technology to the GoPro 11 or higher with a new Max, then it'd be very tempting to get. But it's hard to say what they're doing exactly. There's the Insta 360s that look interesting, but those, once again, those are an order product. You have to order those. So Gucci, yeah, you order things and you get a good deal on that. Let's see, you have to go somebody today. Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm not. People still think I'm running around auditing things, but I'm trying to avoid things. I'm more of an avoider than an auditor. But you try to avoid too much and you draw attention to yourself. These auditors try to draw attention to themselves and get it by going into public places that with people who want all this privacy for themselves. I'm seeking out privacy for myself, trying to go out to isolated areas. But when a cop wanders in, or somebody who's maybe there every day sees me and you know, and knows the history of that area, they'll see me as unusual and call the cops. So if you, yeah, I don't see any. For women around most cities, from South Louisiana to up to here, I'm not impressed with the average woman here. The people are so unhealthy. It's not healthy to get involved with those people. I just prefer to keep my distance. I preach at them about the harms of sugar extracts, and see how they respond to that. Most people get offended. They're offended by me not being impressed with the status of their health, and then preaching to them about the whole foods diets. I don't get involved with it. I don't know how other people are attracted to that. I see people sharing pictures of unattractive women, and other guys are into it, I guess. And it's usually it's a health issue. It's the status of their health. You know, there's people who could be too skinny, people that be too obese, and the people that have just let themselves go in either direction. I'm not impressed with, and that's happening a lot around here. It's a real problem around here. People letting themselves go in either direction. Yeah, the real young girls, they look healthy, all right, but look at their moms, all right, and you see the direction that they'll be headed to. But even, you know, young people in general, just a lot of them are starting out and with I started out with, it's such a bad condition. My mom was feeding me like a lot of sugar extracts, and I was a real chubby baby when I shouldn't have been. You could put a side-by-side picture of me next to my cousins and see a very big difference on the status of our healths. They had stronger, thicker jaws and slender waists. I had a fat waist and a narrow jaw. All right, and that's a diet issue that starts in the womb. That continues on with how the mother is feeding the baby, and there's a huge difference in between me and my cousins, because yeah, my uncle was more into health, but my mom was definitely not. So there's for me, it was really demonstrated early on the differences. I just looked like a real low class human being as a child. So sugar is great. Yeah, I'm drinking honey. I'm drinking this like milk now. What are the side effects of honey? But I'm paying $12 a bottle. For 2.5 pounds, I'm paying $12, and I might go through one a day, maybe one every other day. I'm going through honey a lot, and it's not cheap, but it goes great with oats. It's a good combination. So, and I don't feel like I'm getting too obese off of this honey. If I switched over to maple syrup, if I switched over to blackstrap molasses, I have no confidence in that. I only have confidence in the honey sugar source for liquid sugar. Any others, if it's not a fruit, then I don't trust it. I almost considered the sugar cane as I was in the sugar cane fields. No way I'll try almond milk again. I'm done with that. It's hard on my heart. Sugar cane was almost a temptation, but you get down to Thibodaux, Louisiana, you'll see they got diabetic centers. All right, these people are like so happy about their lifestyle and making all this money harvesting sugar cane, but it's destroying their health. I think even the blackstrap molasses is no good. I don't know how exactly it's being extracted, but I would only trust the sugar cane if they're selling stocks by themselves. I would consider giving that a try, but I'm not going to have their mechanically processed sugar, brown, white, blackstrap molasses variety. None of that. I don't want any of their processed sugar cane. I'll only consume it if it's in a full cane. And I can't even remember how it was when I think I bought one time and tried it, but I've forgotten. Maybe I made a video about it to remind myself what that was like. But I'm not taking any extracts. Honey is not really an extract, so I'm happy from the bee's mouth to my mouth. I'm happy with that. Even though bees don't have teeth, and they don't have to worry about losing their teeth from all that sugar, I think that they're doing pretty good. It's more of a natural deal. So everything is bad for you. Okay. Yeah, that's why we have livers. We wouldn't have grown livers if there wasn't toxins in the world. Ice cold pure yeah, okay. So I think I'm gonna stop it here. The store will be opening up soon. So all right, thanks for visiting.